Turning to some infighting on the hard right, members of the House Freedom Caucus have ousted Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene from their conservative group. Indeed, this is the first time that's ever been known that they've booted somebody. But her colleagues were furious over how she supported Speaker McCarthy and the debt ceiling deal with President Biden. She's also known for many other antics. She was feuding with another conservative, Lauren Boebert, and she has basically once been considered an outlier for many of the extremist MAGA views. It is striking that at least on one deal or one vote, the Freedom Caucus says she's too moderate.
Hugh is a patriot. We know that for sure.
Antifa terrorists have declared war on America.
The Democrats are the party of pedophiles.
The so-called plane that crashed into the Pentagon. It's odd. There's never any evidence shown for a plane in the Pentagon.
Every crazed left-wing corporation shoves Pride Month down your throat in June.
I'm a big fan of the AR-15. The great thing about it is you get as many bullets as you want.
We need to be going after these federal judges that are persecuting people that walked around in the Capitol on January 6th.
Too right, too moderate, or just too much? It is Friday, and we are telling MTG to fall back. That's what we do on Fridays here on Fallback Friday. And guess who's here? Yes, John Salley, the four-time NBA champ, first player in NBA history to win championships with 3 different franchises. Maybe he was the common denominator. And the first to win championships in 3 different decades.
The Detroit Pistons were the epitome of the physical, tough, hard-nosed brand of half-court basketball. They had big, strong guys in Laimbeer and Mahorn, Rodman, Salley.
Mahorn told me how to elbow and said, if you hit somebody, do it on purpose.
Wow. John Salley talking that talk. That was, of course, from the acclaimed Last Dance. I see he's repping Georgia today. We'll get into that. He also was in the Bad Boys film and has hosted TV series over many years. And as if that wasn't enough, guess who's back? Jason Johnson, the MSNBC analyst, professor of politics, journalism at Morgan State University, contributor to the Griot, host of the Slate podcast, A Word with Jason Johnson, and I hate to do this, but no rings on his fingers. None. No rings, John. Jason has no rings out here.
None here. I have none.
How you doing, John?
My life is grand. Thank you for having me, Ari.
I love having you. We're going to get into it all. Jason's been around here a few times, so I'll let him go. What's your first fallback, sir?
My first fallback is for Canadian courts, Ari. Okay. For Canadian courts, we have to watch what they're doing. A Canadian court has ruled that a thumbs-up emoji can be a binding contract. Essentially, emojis now can be a binding contract. You had a farmer who sent a thumbs up to a contractor, and he said, hey, I was just acknowledging receipt of the contract. They're like, no, no, no. That's saying you agreed to the contract, and he now has to pay over $60,000. That's what the court ruled.
Right, and you're kind of sticking up for him and saying, look, emoji, first of all, emoji culture is always changing.
Exactly.
I'll be the first to say. But that this could be could be copy, right? It doesn't necessarily mean I agree to all the terms that I haven't had time to read.
Exactly. It could just be I'm okay. When I think of the number of emojis that I use, anything from the poop emoji to vegetable emojis could mean I'm just making dinner, or it could mean something else. And we can't have legal contracts, legally binding things that come with those emojis.
Now, here's what I gotta say. I'm gonna bring John back into this. On the one hand, it's a great point. On the other hand, he has no rings. How am I going to listen to him when he has no rings? I'm going to have fun with this.
What I said. This is the emoji I said. I said this emoji because it's brown. And that just means what?
That means what?
Exactly.
Yeah. John, we're going to get into your...
I don't know, be fruitful and prosper. Which one it was?
Respect.
That's it.
We're getting into it, John. I'll tell you, I'll do this one because it really looks like The Rock, like the ROC Jay-Z Hove Rock, but it's in there for some reason. So when I send it, I feel like people know what I mean. But now, Jason's right. I sent it to the wrong lawyer at the wrong day, and they're going to say, well, he said that was basically, yes, I accept the terms. John, what are you saying with the MJ shirt today?
So this MJ shirt is made by this company I just got involved. He got the gold teeth and the gold chains because everybody's talking about LeBron and Kobe. And I just want them to remember that the GOAT right here is, he's now a part. He got gold teeth and chains, so maybe you finished the lyric. So
well, if he's the GOAT, why'd you try to, if he's the GOAT, why'd the bad boys try to injure him so much?
No, we didn't try to injure him. We made him better. If you watch The Last Dance, he said he would not have been who he was.
Yeah, he did.
Hey,
he did the strength conditioning.
Listen, a caterpillar doesn't become a beautiful butterfly unless that butterfly fights to get out of the cocoon. If he's this let out of the cocoon, he won't be able to fly. Yes, always.
First of all,
always
bars. First of all, fair point. Second of all, I love how you made that, how you got us there. And yeah, Last Dance was incredible. There was the sort of the look at your team as well was incredible. And as mentioned, you've been on many. But I heard you have a fallback that relates to something you know all about, which is dealing with big crowds.
Yeah, I have a fallback on big crowds. When I saw they're throwing things on stage. Oh, girl got hit in the eye. She got stitches. I'm glad my guy got a felony account for throwing the phone. One, I don't know why you would throw a $400 phone at somebody in the first place. But they're throwing everything. They threw something at my man, AB, and they threw a football at him. He caught it. Right. Now, that was cool because he knows how to catch footballs. But I think the audience should stay the audience. Now, if you're going to throw, if it's a show where it's a good or bad show and they're throwing tomatoes like they used to back in the 20s and 30s, this is not Broadville. You don't throw things on the stage. You pay money there. You should keep all the stuff in your pocket.
Yeah. Jason?
Fall back.
You want to put some lighters. You want to throw some cash on the stage. There's all sorts of stuff you can throw on the. You can throw clothing on the stage. You should not be throwing anything at anybody who's performed out there. And look, if you want to see any sort of conflict, let the conflict be with the people on the court or the people on the stage, but not with the people bringing it in there. That it pisses me off and it makes it bad for everybody in the audience.
Exactly. Way to go, Jay. Here's a ring.
Wow.
I get to hold it for a minute.
By the way,
it's that easy. Thank you.
I feel like that'd be like a thing in like a Rick and Morty cartoon or something. Like, I'd love it if there was a John Salley character who was like, yeah, and here's a ring. And then then you're good.
That's how I got it. I'd be one better than Barkley, right? And I just got it that quick.
Jason, what else is on your list?
The next fallback is for Harvard. I know they're a great, wonderful institution. People are proud to go there. But Harvard has announced that this fall, they're going to have part of their computer science classes being taught by an AI program. Wow. I'm not paying $55,000 a year in tuition alone to be taught by a computer. I am paying to be taught by TAs. I'm paying to be taught by professors. And it's not that I'm against ChatGPT. I understand it. I'm a professor myself at Morgan State University. But this is the beginning of how actual hardworking people get replaced by computers. That's what you got actors complaining about right now. That's what you got artists complaining about. Rappers saying, hey, you can't use AI to take my stuff. There's a reason that you have teaching assistants. There's a reason you have professors. I need Harvard to fall back on that. They need to work on keeping folks, black and brown folks in that school after the SCOTUS decision and not worrying about replacing hardworking people with computers.
And outsourcing it, yeah. I hear that, and I think that the replacement issue is big.
Right.
I've played around with the AI and ChatGPT and DALL-E, which are both from that same company, and fascinating stuff. But as you said, we have to always do the humanity and the justice first. Otherwise, the tools will be in charge. Go ahead, John.
But what if the computer is smarter than the teacher and TAs who don't want to do further research and they just trying to get tenure? I'm just asking. I wanted to fall back, but if you ask anybody right now anything, they say I researched it, I Googled it. Like they don't realize that they have been AI'd and it could be wrong. Like people don't realize eating animal flesh is a carcinogen. They don't want to hear that. So. You know, you go in and say, hey, is pork bad for you? Yeah, we've been saying it forever that it's not good for you. But people literally, they're going to go to a computer. They're going to go to AI. They have no other place to research.
John, did Drake not said you live in a mansion? Boy, I looked on Google Maps. It was more like the trap.
He did. I'm glad he wasn't looking at my house. That didn't happen.
I'm sure he wasn't looking at your house.
I know.
We got 20 seconds, John. Final thoughts, 20 seconds.
The fallback is this. Fallback, the critics on the show Idol, The Weeknd did an unbelievable show, great acting, and what happened is he exposed the music business, and the critics don't like it. Fallback on the Idol. Everybody watch.
Interesting. There's been a lot of critics of the show, but John Salley saying the critics should fall back and actually check it out. And you know, you're a baller. You never liked the critics that much to begin with.
Yeah, because those who can't do critique.
There you go.
That's what it comes out. But the Weeknd killed it. Weeknd, I love you. Great show.
There you go. John Salley putting out many views. And by the way, your first time on the beat, sir. Your beat debut. I hope you'll come back and join me and Jason anytime.
I wear half a suit like Jay because I know he got on shorts. I heard it's hot.
I love it.
The one time I'm not.
I love it. What a Friday. John Salley, Jason Johnson. Thanks, you guys. We'll be right back.